Hi, we are back again, and I just want to share the continuation of the last time. It's about the violence in the Tamil community, and also the violence happens with the age difference. So, one
Mhm.
thing I learned from you that I should not do the same thing. So, it
Mhm.
was really you helped me to break that pattern,
Mhm.
and whoever whatever does, even to look at them even though if they are bigger, in a very big position,
Mhm.
rather than for me getting that and showing my power to somebody who is under me. So at the beginning I will say it was really hard when I was
Mhm.
especially in Toronto,
Mhm.
because there are times I really felt, because I have been also in that pattern. So it was
Mhm.
so easy for me to show that unto you.
Yeah.
But I kind of, because one thing I knew, you are the only person whom I can able to trust. So I didn't want to break that friendship away because
Mhm.
of that. So that was also a reason. And I also
Mhm.
used as an opportunity, because otherwise, how am I going to grow, right?
Yeah.
Because you didn't show that submission to me. So that was a great thing, because many times
Mhm.
when they, when somebody is older, right,
Mhm.
automatically they become submissive. So it's
Right.
already, in that submissive state.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
even if I don't show any power abuse, but
Right.
still, they are in that, so much of that, too much of respect in a way unnecessary for,
Mhm.
because I
Mhm.
feel respect has to be for all human beings, whether it's a
Yeah.
child or adult, right? But
Mhm.
be respect for certain people because of who they are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, but I'm glad that I didn't get it from you. So that was a very positive thing for me. And to practice
Mhm.
that for other people and
Right.
expect that, what you did to me to do it.
Mhm.
And I'm
Mhm.
still will say our society, Sri Lankan society, Tamil
Yeah.
society,
Yeah.
how, because of the violence also, because even the violence itself, they were using it from the power to powerless, right?
Right.
So the
Right.
politicians, because when I read the history of how it started, it was
Mhm.
politicians, they just wanted to, have the power, because
Yeah.
when the white man was here, most of the Tamil people, they got the job opportunities, they learned English, the mostly the Hindus, they were converted into Christianity.
Yeah.
So they got all the privileges and they became very powerful. So they, even though
Right.
they are minority, with
Mhm.
the British government, they showed that power.
Power.
Then
Yeah.
when the independence happened, they lost the power. So it's
Right.
all about this power thing. And they
Totally.
wanted to take a revenge on that. And they
Yeah.
used this poor Tamil youth for their
Mm.
own benefit, because none of the politicians who had these who were wanted the liberation, they
Mhm.
didn't send their children to war, they sent
No.
them to abroad.
Right.
But the poor children who were here, they are the
Yeah.
one. So it's like, but unfortunately these poor people who suffered, they are still not able to see it, how they
No.
were used
Yeah.
for benefit of somebody else, and
Right.
they're stuck in that cycle of violence.
Yeah.
So for me, about, like, and I'm glad that somehow I managed, because I was also into that same cycle,
Hmm.
thinking, okay, these are the saviors, and the Sri Lankan government is wrong. Sri Lankan, Sinhalese are bad, Buddhists
Right.
are bad. But
Mm.
then this 4 years of living in Sri
Hmm.
Lanka
Hmm.
helped me to know the truth. And,
Hmm.
because here is the first time I had the Sri Lankan flag.
Right.
So that was in
Yes.
2023. I bought my Sri Lanka and I went for the independence celebration. So it's, I think, 3 times I have gone to independence celebration. And I always try to do what I did in Canada here in Sri Lanka, because Canada Day is a very special, right? We even wish each other, right? Canada Day. But here they don't say Happy Independence Day. So
Oh,
I
really?
started to do that, right?
Oh,
And it was
interesting.
some Tamil people got mad at me. They
Oh.
said we don't have any independence, right? So it's really crazy,
Yeah.
and and 2026 I went alone for the Independence Day celebration. So there was a Tamil woman. She came with some organizer, and she was like, "Oh, you can come alone here?" I said, "Yeah, it's a public event, right?" And
Yeah.
she couldn't believe, like, you
Wow.
can walk in, come and be. Then I met 2 British. So they were like, is there any other? Because the government has a very Independence Day celebration. Amazing. Because many
Oh.
foreigners come to Sri Lanka to watch the Independence Day celebration.
Oh,
It's
really?
very
Okay.
colorful, very amazing.
Interesting.
So after the Independence Day celebration, they were like, is there any other more celebration? I said, nothing, but we went out because every year I also go out and have a meal. Like I
Yeah.
want to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
So then they came together and we 3 celebrated
Wow.
together.
Nice.
So I was like, yeah, we have to do some events, like something like, because Canada Day, how much we celebrate, right? It's a
Right.
day. And especially, we have to be proud that we have liberated from the British, right? We are no longer under the British. Because actually, for Canada, they are still under the governor is still the British. And, we are not liberated, we are not a republic for Canada, right? We are under the British, and and we still have Victoria Day and everything. So compared to that, Sri Lanka is so advanced.
That's
They are
true.
completely. So actually, Sri Lanka has to celebrate more. That
Yeah.
So it's really sad, that they don't understand that part of that
Right.
liberation they have for
Yeah.
themselves. So it's a real journey for me to look at the history and where I have made mistake and make that change,
Sure.
and
Yeah.
have that build that friendship and everything,
Mhm.
and look at those who are above me without any fear, and
Right.
face them.
Yeah.
That's the because
Yeah.
it's I think they have really pushed us into so
Yes.
deep, because it's our own community. We always blame Sri Lankan government, and but the power abuse and oppression is not from outside; it's from inside, from
Internal.
us.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that is where the breaking the my own thing, and coming out and celebrating. And I'm really proud that I have fell in love with the country, and I can sing the independence Sri Lankan national anthem.
Right.
So all those are for me, those are the victory of life. Like I have done it.
Yes.
So returning back to Sri Lanka, I will say it's 100% it has benefited me. I'm really happy that I have
Yeah.
I have achieved my goal. The
Right.
purpose of coming back have done, because otherwise I won't. And that really helped me to do my womb work, because there was a time I couldn't go deep into my, connect with my. So clearing this up, oh my God, it really helps me to go into that. So that's a big thing. And while I did the womb work, my paternal grandfather, so again, two set of grandfathers, totally different. So the paternal one is the one against the Sinhala Only Act. So he fought against it.
Right.
So he was beaten by the Ceylon police, and then he had a cardiac arrest and died. Then his son continued the path, and he also died terribly. His daughter was killed. Then the third
Mm.
generation, me and my cousin. So
Mm.
he's on that path.
Yeah.
But luckily, right? So it's my choice whether to
Yeah.
choose my paternal grandfather or maternal. Maternal grandfather always wanted the united Lanka.
Right.
And he was full of love. So here I am born for these two people. One is
Yeah.
violence, one is non-violence, and I'm having
Yes.
both of them in me, and my
It's true.
choice which one to choose.
Right.
So when I did the womb work of paternal lineage,
Yeah.
there was so much of anger.
Right.
Honestly, I never met my paternal grandfather. I don't have a clue about him. But when I did the womb work, the anger came like, oh my God, I couldn't believe. So that is where it, so I think the healing, breaking the family cycle, healing the family trauma, all this, because the maternal family, my maternal uncle's house was burnt in 1983, but still he returned back to the same, he was from Kandy and he returned back. He worked with the Sinhala people. Even his funeral, all the things were in Sinhala language, and it was also telecasted in the Sinhala TV.
Wow.
So it shows me it doesn't matter. Even they hurt you, you can go back and do the good thing to them, right? And they accepted him. So again, because my maternal side was affected, but still they didn't harbor the hatred or anger. For me, it's all about love.
Right.
You show, forgiveness, love. So my grandfather, even though that happened, none of his grandchildren didn't join Tamil Tiger Terrorists. None of them.
Really?
And, everybody, they were like very clean, right? And here the other side, right? Completely corrupted, completely, and I'm like, okay, which path do I choose? It's me.
Yes.
I have my freedom wherever. Then I can see the clean pattern of both the lineage, how they are progressing, right, in their life, right?
Yeah.
With love, So I'm like, okay, so I'm grateful in a way for that. Especially my maternal grandfather, it's a gift for me to continue this path. And I don't know why the paternal grandfather was a choice in my life, maybe to understand, maybe to my karmic journey, right? I might be in that, I have to, to choose and go into the light. So that's the other amazing part of having these two families, in me. I'm part of them, living together.
Yeah. Such like opposing, like what would they call it? What two sides of the same coin, right? Like it's very much right, and it's kind of like you can feel, you can choose. It is up to you at the end of the day, right? You are your own individual, and even your journey, Mo, like when you're saying like from school and like the brainwashing and kind of like what we accept is our truth, right? Because of what we learned from our elders and teachers, people around us. But it is up to you, especially as an adult, right, to have that agency and to have the freedom to choose which path you're going to be walking on, right? Because that's actually your responsibility, right, to find that as well. And you did, right? And like you've had such a big journey with like, again, like what intergenerational trauma and like trying to work with everything and processing and healing and releasing everything too, right? I think it takes like a very strong individual to be able to do that work, right? Because I don't think just anyone can do it. We can, but it's a lot of intentional healing work and time and isolation and community at the same time. There's so much that goes into it, right? So yeah.
Because I think the one big credit will go to Dr. Larry Nussbaum, because the work I did with him, because even my cousin, because I had like Karen Ramachandra here, she was one of the amazing women I ever met in my life. And I was able to tell her, but I was so scared to tell her because of the, around the city, like being in Sri Lankan, I couldn't tell her the Sri Lankan stories, right? Like
Right.
saying Sri Lankan Air Force bombed us. I couldn't tell anything about the war because I was super scared to talk these things in
Yes.
Colombo. So
Right.
with Dr. Larry, oh my God, I opened up and able to share. And
Yeah.
and the compassion I received, right? Especially with my cousin, right? Like this
Yes.
international criminal, right? And when
Yes.
I shared, there was no blaming, shaming, nothing.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
that, and again, the friends, right?
Yeah.
Everybody whom I, talk, nobody didn't push me away because
Mm.
I am, related with, terrorists, right? So it was a really kind of a journey.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, there was so much of guilt for me,
Mm-hmm.
like, how I, ended up being, with such a person, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's really something, because especially keeping those, knowing that this person has done this, and keeping it like without. So
Yeah.
when Dr. Larry came into my life, it was a relief of sharing everything, right?
Everything. Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was a big gift actually.
Yeah.
And also one of the work I did with him, for example, if uh, the comments I receive, right?
Mm.
And when I read it, the emotion I get, right? Some comments
Yes.
make me angry.
Right.
Then
Right.
during that time with him, he
Mhm.
will say, when was the first time you had the same feeling? So
Yes.
it might be very, and then also I feel angry because of blah, blah, blah. Let it
Mm.
out. So the comments have helped me to heal in a deeper way
Mm. Mm-hmm.
because again, right, so demeaning, and also it helped me to break my ego. Because
Totally.
sometimes when I read, like, you don't know who I am. I
Yeah.
am a medical doctor, blah, blah. All these comes, right? Because
Yes.
it's so, you can't imagine you can write such
Yes.
a thing to a medical doctor in this demeaning way. But
Right.
then it's like, hey, there is
Hey.
no doctor, there is no, most of the things are you are mentally ill and all these things. And, there is, that breaking that ego and also that identity. You are not
Yes.
mental,
Yes.
you are not better, you are not superior, you are not inferior. You are part of everything. Even the one who is commenting also part of
Mm.
you. You are also part of that person. You
Right.
are
Right.
all one, right? So
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
oh God, you are in that person and that person is in you and
Right.
everything. So it's a journey to come and like hold everything and
Yes. Yes.
so it's again like breaking that ego. Like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's like, I wanted to prove, I wanted to tell, I
Mm.
wanted to show, all these
Mm-hmm.
shows up and like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Everything at the end, zero. So just let it be and let them, it's an opportunity for them to at least listen and
Yeah.
show their anger and
Yes.
right now, I have allowed them to comment because before
Yeah.
I blocked the commenting
Right.
thing.
Right.
So I have come to that point for them to ventilate their anger. Let them
Mm-hmm.
do because they need a place, and
Yeah.
I'll give them my space. You do it whatever you want, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't bother. I just continue to do my work. So I
Right.
didn't. I was really happy I had come to that point. Like I didn't want
Yeah.
even to
Right.
bother with it. So it's a
Yeah.
real journey to come to this point.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like years and like, continents and countries and just like very
Mm.
intergenerationally, right? Like there's so much that you have gone through that you also healed and um took time to look at, right? I think it's easier if we don't look at things like they say that ignorance is bliss, right? Because if you don't know, you won't really feel it and heal it and go through that journey of looking at
Mm.
yourself, right? And even like the parts of ourselves that we don't want to look at, right? But you did, right? You're like, oh wow, look at that part of me that's like not the journey, not the path I want for myself, right? So I'm choosing differently, right? So and forgiving ourselves too, right? For
Mm.
things that we
Yeah.
have done, right? It's a big part of acceptance and grief and letting go and all of it, right? So you've moved through this on in different countries and different cities, right? Different parts of your
Mm.
life, right? Yeah, huge, like all of it, right? And I think you're like your ego work too, right? Like breaking like the
Mm.
ego death, right? All of that. It's like in different areas of your life in different ways too, Mo, right? Like all of it, all of it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Then I wanted to say, Mo, as well, earlier, you were saying like the Tamil community, they didn't really want to interact with you and you didn't want to interact with them during shelter life and all that stuff. But I think I remember you saying sometimes that when people found out that you're a medical doctor and you have your MD and just like all the things, like they treat you differently, right? Like they see that and like all of a sudden it's like a status change, right? Or like you had access to healthcare. I think in Montreal, you mentioned that before. So it's just like it's so different, right? Like the identity and status and what that means in society, right? But also specifically Tamil culture and Tamil society as well, right? How you're treated, how you're spoken about, all those things. Okay? So it's really, really big. So even like when you don't put that identity forward, how you're treated versus when you do, it's a complete night and day, right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, which is interesting of like all the stories that you told me over the years and how that kind of shows up for you. Yeah. So I just wanted to comment
Because
on that too. Yeah.
no, because even sometimes I feel like, okay, just, put a high heel and walk like that, right? It
Yeah,
will
yeah.
completely just even bowed. I know that. But for me, it's again a choice because I enjoy that. Because my father also, he's a very famous engineer, but
Hmm.
very simple person. So I
Yes.
think I have taken that from him, like,
Yeah.
because then, and so for me, I really enjoy that simplicity because nothing to worry about, just, like,
Yeah.
and even like then the Facebook became so much followers, right? Because I
Mm.
normally just sing, like I do things very freely. Then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, now so many people are watching, right? I need to like
Right.
even like, make the hair do, Then I said, no, Maureen,
Yeah.
just do it. Be who you
Yes.
are. You don't
Right.
have to do anything to, So
Mhm.
it's again, I'm like going back again, but I know it, I pay a lot of price for being simple. It's like
Right.
a high cost because
Right.
just showing off, it will really, people will respect, people will value,
Yeah.
people will do all kind of amazing. But when you're not seen, but on the other side, the people on the street, right? Oh
Mm.
my God, they were
Hmm.
so kind because I
Yeah.
normally buy things around my neighborhood. So
Right.
especially because the Tamil places, it's very expensive because the
Oh,
food
yeah.
in the Tamil and the Sinhala, at least 100 rupees different. I don't
Wow.
know why. Because one thing
Oh,
is Japanese things, when they come to Colombo, they pay a lot. So that
oh,
also might be.
okay.
And other thing also, the more you pay, the more it's like I paid, a lot to like
Ah,
there's a
okay.
prestige.
Yes,
So that
yes.
so those are the because
Interesting.
the Sinhala side,
Mhm.
those days when we were small, like they have this big small boutique kind of thing. They have few chocolates and all. Those
Mm.
kind of shops still exist. You know,
Mm.
in Tamil side, like 100 rupee, like 50, you can't buy anything. It's very, but in
Mm.
single side, even for 20 rupees, certain things can be bought. So
Oh, okay,
it's a
okay.
really because they
Mhm.
live also day to day wage. So when
Yeah.
I go to buy, there will be people will come. Just they will buy like a small bottle of oil. They will bring,
Mhm.
and it's just the oil, little bit, all what is needed for that cooking,
Right.
not for this day.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
small, because we buy like
Interesting.
bottle, right? We
Yeah,
don't buy go with a small bottle. We go with
right,
a big bottle. So it's
right.
amazing to see how they are so
Mm.
down to earth and just live a
Mm.
normal life. They don't like
Mm.
have this big kind of a thing. So the
Yeah.
whole thing have really shifted me to connect with the Sinhala community, live like them, be with them. And then
Wow.
people are so kind, right? Like, because
Yeah.
I normally do and because I try to live like that.
Right.
A day, this much, I go, I buy and come. So it's like 50 rupees, 100 rupees, like that I will buy
Yes.
and come. Not like anything for
Yeah.
a lot, day to
Well,
day.
yeah.
So much freedom, joy. It's
Yeah.
something, especially after the death threats from the
Yeah.
Facebook. I just felt, okay, if it is the last day of living, I want to give the bare maximum, right? So I started, so because before it's like all about saving was so important for me. But
Right. Yeah.
now it's like, oh, maybe not tomorrow. I just spent, and that also I was like, oh my God, it's a
Yeah.
thought. The Facebook death threats have made
Yeah.
me into a different world to enjoy life
Mm.
maximum. I will
Mm-hmm.
say each moment is like a celebration for me because I
Yes.
don't know whether there will be a next moment.
Right.
So it's just
Right.
like, oh my God, this is because I know Tamil people will take revenge. That I know 100%. That is the way they are.
Right.
So if you don't kill me, also like they can give some money and say I have got the bribe, or they can put some drugs into the, they can do it. Like somewhere they will wait to catch
Yeah.
me.
Right.
So that I know they will do something for sure. And I'm like, okay, whatever you do, because I strongly believe divine will have a reason if something
Yes.
bad happens
Right.
to learn, grow, to go
Yeah.
through it. So divine is in control. So I'm like, whatever happens, let it happen. I'm not going to stop, but I
Yeah.
will live my fully life
Mm.
continuously and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And more, I think the street people have become more friendly. So
Right.
that's the one gift I can really say, especially this 1 month friendships have changed because I can't trust even the people who are in this area. They
Yeah.
are very
Yeah.
Tamil people who are very rich and all.
Yeah.
They don't, things have changed because all these Facebook have made them people are afraid or they don't. But then these people on the street, they just live so freely. They don't, so have a sit down and have a chat and all these things. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know you, you don't know me,
Yeah.
but still we can enjoy. So it's a
Enjoy.
really a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so lovely, Mo. So lovely. And so different, right? Like of how people treat you and each other and the like standards and expectations, right? That are based on what, right? Mostly just to show for other people, right? So yeah, I'm glad that you found that everyday joy as well, right? Yeah. It almost like feels like the Facebook attacks actually gave you liberation or freedom,
True.
right?
Very
You know?
true. It's
Yeah.
just liberation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm liberated. I'm not liberated even to live like death has, that day I was sitting in the beach and I said, maybe, you never know behind who is coming and So I said, maybe this is my last moment, but if something happens, just take me into the water. Let me just
Right.
be, gone. Like that's one prayer I made. I don't want the body to be, because I always tell you, right? I don't want a funeral.
Yeah.
So I was like, if something happens in the beach and if that is like the body is gone, it will be the best thing. I don't want, because all the cries will be fake cries, right?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
these are all, people will jump, and I don't want. It's like when we are alive,
Yeah.
that is the life's reality.
Yes.
After that, it's like, all these cries and tears is not, the real. So I'm like, so that's really, honestly, the death has really, the Facebook has liberated. I'm like, I'm free to die, like, because even that day I was walking at night and I'm like, oh my God, are you gonna, so I'm just, live my
Yeah.
life. Why do I need to stop everything because of, somebody? And
Yeah.
also, what I was saying about this, the earlier, right? In Canada, especially when I was in shelter,
Mhm.
we were not looked down, even
Mm.
from the shelter,
Yeah.
whether even when I was in school, right? You and me, we were same.
Yeah.
So the shelter didn't make us, that is one thing I don't understand why in Sri Lanka this, you know,
Yeah.
because there, whether, even our clothing, right? We
Mhm.
had almost like a same kind of,
Mm.
even doctors, right? You see them with, shorts and flip flops and, riding bicycle.
Mhm.
And, that kind of that is one thing missing because when you go for a protest, you can see people with the dress code, you can see who
Yeah.
they are. So
Right.
how
Right.
many pride in how many things I have attended, right? Summer
Yeah.
festivals.
Yeah.
I never couldn't make a even in the
Tell.
shelter, we couldn't differentiate who is who, right?
Right. Right.
But Sri Lanka, that is a big, I don't know
Mhm.
how, that
Mhm.
is the big challenge of this hierarchy thing. And
Mhm.
especially the slippers. Oh my God, the slipper is honored. What you wear is who you are.
Wow, really?
The
Interesting.
respect goes with your slippers.
Wow.
If what so if the slipper is not like the flip flop, oh my God, you are like outcast. And you
Oh my
wear high
gosh.
heel, what and
Yeah.
then it's like people look at you like, because that's
Mhm.
why I know certain people they don't have anything, but they still wear shoes
Right.
because of the shoes, there is so much respect given to them. Just the
Wow.
shoes.
Right.
So that is a big challenge. I don't know how,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
would be.
Interesting. Almost got all my lights. Hmm. Hmm.